you're right in saying that his only win over Pikachu was around that time on the European Tour in a bageling. He handed out a 6-0 thrashing to Pietreczko that day, but since then the German's been on top. But he's under pressure already in this first set, Pietreczko.
Well, Chris Mason did allude to the fact that Pietreczko is one of those players that sometimes just takes a little bit of time to get going, and you're seeing that here. Back-to-back scores of 60 to kick off leg 2.
Whereas de Sousa, treble 20, treble 18 and treble 19. What a visit!
71.
Awesome darts from José de Sousa to get down to a 2-dart kill of 90.
Yeah, this has been a really good start. Impressive stuff from the Portuguese man of scores, who's looking for 90.
Went for treble 18, hits single, goes for another 18, and then
50.
I don't know who's going for treble 14 or single, but nearly hit double 14. Tops left. Pietreczko back on 2-4-1. Has hit treble 20 finally, but looks for 19 on the cover and can't find it. Chance here for 2-0.
It is indeed. It's 1-4-2, plays 40. Sousa just taking his time. Pulls the first one low into the 20 bed, but recovers well with the second. Double 10 is pinned. It's 2-0 in the opening set to José de Sousa.
Well, that's what happens in these short course games where it's only 5 sets, a race to 3 in this opening round, and that indeed will be the case in the second round too. So if you are sluggish at the get-go, boy oh boy, you can be overhauled before you realise it. And sometimes you can be hitting a good average and still get beat because your player that you're up against just suddenly goes through the gears, like Littler against Labanauskas.
Yeah, I was going to say, even this afternoon where we had Scott Williams taking on Paulo Nebreda, and Nebreda was averaging in excess of 100 and only picked up 1 leg in the first couple of sets. It was a head scratcher, I'm sure, for him. And de Sousa there just having a big bounce out the board. Currently 3-2-1 for de Sousa, playing 3-1-8 for Pietreczko.
He's got a 91 average as Pietreczko for the calendar year. Last year he beat Shaggy Scott Williams, who was brilliant here this afternoon. Van Veen and Zhong Zhaochen last year bageled the Chinese player.
100.
And he's had his best ever year of earnings in 2024, Pietreczko, as he's been climbing the rankings. But he's got work to do here. He's 2-0 down in this first set. But 1-2-3 will help him get down to a 2-dart finish on throw. But here comes de Sousa. 140.
He keeps threatening a maximum, but it's a 6th 140 for de Sousa. But it's 95 here required for Pietreczko, just to try and get himself back in. Goes for 25 first, so single 20 leaves him the ball. You could hear it clip the dart just the wrong side of the wire.
Just to the north and east of the bull. 81 for de Sousa, single 19. Then goes 12 for the bullseye, and he's just south and east of the bullseye. So both requiring 25. Ricardo gets first dibs at it.
He goes for single 9, finds it. It's 2 darts, it's for double 8. Just the wrong side of the wire, so over to double 4, and double 4 is found. And a bit of a reaction there from the young German.
Yep, he needed that. So he's got himself on the board, but remember, he's a break down, and de Sousa now has the darts in leg 4 of this first set on talkSPORT 2. Steady 60 for the special one at the start of this 4th leg. Just trying to keep Pietreczko at arm's length.
Pietreczko, though, you feel, is just going through the gears. It's another 2 treble visit for Pietreczko. And already de Sousa is throwing, he's on the back foot and struggling to find a 20. It's 2 singles. It's another score of 60, and he does not look happy about it.
It's really extraordinary how a player's countenance and psyche just changes almost instantly. And there's our first maximum of the night, and it goes to Pikachu to really put himself in control of this leg and a chance to break back. But back comes de Sousa. Hello, game on.
180s quite often like buses round here in London. You're waiting for one for a while and then two come along at once.
And we've already hit 300 maximums in this tournament. It's going to break the record, obviously, for maximums because we've got more matches with 128 players. But nevertheless, to be on 300 already.
We're only on day 6.
Madness.
Traditionally known as day 2.
Yeah.
98.
98 for Pietreczko to break back then and take us to a deciding leg in the first set. 78 left, looks at treble 18, hits single, 60 left, so he'll lay up for tops.
58.
Unless de Sousa can pick off 141 here, Laura.
Yeah, this would be some going, and really wide with the first, finds a single 5, adjusts well with the second and the third, finding 2 treble 20s to set up.
Ricardo require 40.
Tops for Pietreczko for 2-2. Nicely done, right in the centre of the bed. Classic case if he could have walked up to the board and placed the dart in that double top bed, and he couldn't placed it any more central. So, decider, but Pietreczko has woken up from those early first set slumbers. Average starting to edge up towards de Sousa's in the mid-90s, and a 140 for Pikachu to start this deciding leg of set 1.
Yeah, and his reaction showed us there that he was really happy with kicking off with a 140. It was a big fist pump, but back comes de Sousa. 2 trebles with the first 2 darts, but a single with the last means 140 apiece, both on 3-6-1.
Pietreczko with the 3 different coloured flights, red, yellow and black, for the German flag. That will drive Chris Mason nuts.
You'd have to throw him in a certain order, I'm sure.
Maybe, I'm pretty sure Nico's told me that he has a set order. I'll check that out as we go. He's going with black and then red and then yellow on this visit, and he's looking for a maximum with that throw of darts. 140 will have to do, but he's happy with it because he's down to 1-2-1 after 9.
Yeah, very good response from a position of being 2-0 down in the opening set. Pietreczko on 1-2-1.
Ricardo require 121.
And he's going to have 6 darts from here because de Sousa back on 2-1-6. Looking a little bereft up there as the German goes for the bullseye. Hits 25, 96 left, went treble 20 for double 18.
48.
A bit messy there, single 20 and a treble 1 in the midst of all that, so he's not down to a double yet. Can de Sousa pressurise from 2-1-6? Not with a small 20 and a big 19.
57.
And actually a trebleless visit for de Sousa.
73.
So this should be academic from this point for Pikachu, Laura. 73 needed.
It should be indeed, and treble 19 is found. Big intake of breath. Double 8, just the wrong side of the wire. Just the other side, but de Sousa, the throw previous, it was another calculation error. He's on 159, he can't finish it.
No great surprise, given past history.
42.
And only 42 scored, no scoreball pressure at all on Pietreczko here necessarily. So double 4 for Pietreczko to take the first set, and he pins it. And a stern look towards his VIP area, and a few words barked out in their general direction from the man who's won the set. De Sousa, meantime, quietly paces off the stage. But on his return to Ali Pali, José de Sousa's got his work cut out against the German Ricardo Pietreczko, who leads by 1-0 in a race to 3 here on your home of darts on the radio. It's the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page, the talkSPORT app, and talkSPORT 2. Well, if you love your darts, whether it's league night, the local, or dreaming of a walk-on anthem, you just know that the right gear makes all the difference. And Target Darts are the brand behind Luke Littler's rise. They've been with him from the start, crafting the innovative, high-quality darts he now uses on the sport's biggest stages. And now Target have taken the home setup to another level with the Omni auto scoring system. It's instant, accurate scoring and a slick, modern way to sharpen your game. So if you want the same equipment trusted by the most electrifying young talent in world darts, all you have to do is visit targetdarts.com and get on target.
be magic. It is magic! 180! Luke Lickler gets on target.
Man of scores, José de Sousa. A reminder that there's live sport across the talkSPORT network tonight, as well as the darts here throughout the evening on the app, on talkSPORT 2 and the YouTube page. We've also got live Carabao Cup quarter-final action over on talkSPORT from the Cardiff City Stadium. Cardiff City, the leaders of League One, taking on Chelsea. All the build-up over on talkSPORT right now, but we're about to get set number 2 underway. De Sousa has the darts. And after what was a decent start from the Portuguese number 1, his form dipped badly, Laura, as the set went on, ironically, as Pietreczko suddenly started warming up.
It really did, yeah. He stormed into that 2-leg lead, found an early breaker throw, but he was pegged back quite convincingly in the end by Pietreczko. Only had the 3 darts at a double, 5 darts at a double, 2 hit, but the 3 missed. He had 1 set dart to win that opener 3-0. Didn't get any in the back 2 legs. As you say, Daz, it was just a real drop-off from the Portuguese number 1.
Lost to Gerwyn Price a couple of years ago when he made the round of 16. It's as good as it's got for De Sousa. Gerwyn Price is in action 41. With our 3rd match of the night against Alan Gavlas of Czechia. Next up, it'll be Danny Nopp at the freeze against his compatriot Jurien van der Velde. And our 4th match of the night, Nico 45. Springer, up-and-coming German talent, will be taking on Australia's Joe Comito. And I live for hearing Paul Nicholson say that 97. Name. But he's not here tonight to see Joe Comito.
It sounds like he's here.
Well, no, not quite. I can't do him justice. Pietreczko against the darts. He's not started this set particularly pressurising the De Sousa throw. After 12 darts, they've only just broken 200. De Sousa very wayward. Oh, treble 1 and a single 1. And then treble 3. Absolute bag of nails from De Sousa to hand the initiative to Pietreczko.
Pietreczko on 156. And De Sousa, yeah, he might be smiling, but he will not have liked that visit whatsoever. 2 single 20s for Pietreczko, but does pick off a big treble with the last to leave himself on 56 when he returns. De Sousa 172 required. cannot find the big trebles.
59.
No, he's pitching his darts below the treble 20. That's evidence that the tricep is just engaging a bit too much and under pitching. 56 for de Sousa. Went for 16 and hit single 8. So he's now hit 16 when he was going for 8. So he's gone completely the wrong way round.
But he is on a double. It's double 16. But he's gone in the wrong bed
40.
once again.
Good grief. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Every dart went in the bed next door to the one it was meant to go in from Pietreczko. And de Sousa trying to set up from 113. Gets down to 65, but Pietreczko's now got 3 darts at double 8 to finally see this leg out. And there you go. Starts with a break of throw.
Second leg, Ricardo to throw first.
And that'll settle Pietreczko. I think he's just trying to block out the noise from the assembled throng here at Alexandra Palace. Pietreczko just trying to play his game and stay in a little bubble.
It really is packed here at the Alexandra Palace. But for me, I think the worrying thing there for José was the fact that that was a break of throw, but it was in 19 darts. De Sousa, he'd thrown 21 darts and still wasn't down to a double, and things are just going from bad to worse as he can only manage another treble-less visit.
Yeah, it's dropped off considerably his form. De Sousa now muttering to himself at the back of the stages. Pietreczko, who's only made one quarter-final in Players' Championship events this year. He's not gone as deep as he would have liked to. That was in Rosmalen in the middle of the season. It's not quite what you would want as you're moving your way up the rankings. 31 years of age, Pietreczko now. On the hockey at 3-4-4, taking on de Sousa's 3-1-3, but he's going to be,
82.
well, at least a dart ahead here after that treble 19 he's picked off.
Yeah, you look at the people he beat when he made the quarterfinals, though. Beat Josh Rock, Jermaine Wattamina, and he only lost narrowly to Danny Noppert. And I think that just shows how tough the tour is really at the moment. But Pietreczko takes to the hockey. 2.62 required. We'll have to think about this, and he does. He switches to the 18s with the second dart, trying to leave
98.
something. Finds 98 to ensure when he comes back he's on a finish. It's a big one. 164 plays 2-1-3.
It's more like it from de Sousa. 2 treble 20s and a treble 19. Suddenly, out of nowhere, when he's been throwing bags of nails, he suddenly gets down to double 18 to pressurise Pietreczko to try and break back. Oh, and Pietreczko hits 2 single 7s when he's looking for treble 19. Good recovery onto treble 20, but suddenly de Sousa has the initiative. Double 18, well inside. Double 9. Oh, he's found that. Top right-hand corner. Well, who saw that coming? A break back from José de Sousa for 1-1 in set 2 on talkSPORT 2.
Yeah, really important as well, because it's just stopped that little run of legs that Pietreczko was on. He had 4 consecutive legs, and just by picking that up, hopefully that'll make him feel just a little bit better. But if you're a player and you're struggling maybe with form and confidence, we saw that blistering start. I think if de Sousa could have got across the line in that first set, if he could have secured it, we might have seen a different version of him, but he's allowing Pietreczko to play.
140.
Ton 40 for the German. Again, it's de Sousa on throw. Looking to avoid a break. Could get a max here.
100.
You betcha, his second maximum called by Kirk Bevins. All he's got to do, I would imagine, de Sousa, just channel the form that got him here only a few weeks ago at that final qualification event.
Well, yeah, you mentioned his seasonal average is below 90, but he played well in excess of that to make it through those really tough qualification routes.
140.
Well, follows a 180 with a 140. Suddenly he's rediscovered his mojo. And he's down to 100 after 9 darts. Much more like it. Pietreczko, steady as she goes. 3 tons in a row from the German, but it's a ton left for the Portuguese number 1. Is he going to try tops? He did from 80. Dropped his 3rd dart, but there was no forward motion, so it won't be called as a thrown dart by the referee. So he's down to tops.
Pietreczko back on 201 and just looking to put some kind of pressure on the tops. And he does find a 2 treble visit. 61 now plays tops as de Sousa takes to the hockey. Just low of the tops wire, just clipping double 10. Not once, but twice.
He was walking, he thought that third one was in. Instead, Pietreczko can break again from 61. Hits Bull when he wanted 25, 11 left, 3 for double 4 to break throw, and he's inside double 4. And that's the jeopardy of going for 25. You can always hit the bullseye and make a complete Horlicks of it. Ooh, now De Sousa went for double 10 and hit single 6, so double 7 is now the out shot. He's found it. Well, more than one way to get the job done, and he's held throw for 2-1 in this second set.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how, but it was a great second dart over at double 7. Pietreczko kicks off his fourth leg of set 2 with a 140. Pietreczko leading 1-0. But De Sousa, if he can find one more leg, and he will level it up at 1 apiece.
Another good 2-treble visit from the Portuguese, rolling back the years at times. As you mentioned, big, heavy 180 hitter in his prime 4 or 5 years ago, in the way that players like Ross Smith and others are nowadays. As soon as I say that, he's going to come up dry here. No, good cover on treble 17, just to keep himself slightly ahead in this fourth leg.
And yeah, just to give you an idea of how big a 180 hitter he was, when he actually played in that one edition of the Premier League where he was runner-up, he smashed Gary's record for 180s. Gary Anderson, 79, hit 96. And that included a day where he hurt his shoulder and actually could only throw at treble 19. So
oh my goodness. Turned into Madas Razma for the evening.
He did indeed, to good effect.
Not down to a finish though, De Sousa after 9 darts. Nor is Pietreczko, slightly behind. 201 plays 186. The German only comes up with a 60. So chance for De Sousa to apply scoreboard pressure here. As soon as I say that, single 1 hit and then treble 5. No pressure at all. And then treble 1. 19. Well, I completely boxed him there, didn't I?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it does leave him a finish as 167, but it's Pietreczko here. 141 required. Finds the first treble 20. Options here. He tried for treble 19, just goes north of the target, but sets up beautifully, finding treble 10 to leave 32.
Well, this will bring the house down if he could take out 167. Treble 19 would have left the bullseye.
80.
But no.
Ricardo required 32.
So it's a whole throw and take us to another deciding leg in a set. Pietreczko wants 2 16s and finds them. Happy with that. Little fist pump from Pietreczko. So now De Sousa needing this hold of throw to take the second set and bring us level at 1 apiece on talkSPORT 2.
Yeah, it's a really big leg for both these players, but more so I'd say for De Sousa, who kicks off with a 140. If De Sousa can hold throw, he will go and make it 1-settle.
Now you're listening to the World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 in partnership with Village Hotels, with 34 locations across the UK. Visit villagehotels.com. And we do that every July when we head up to Blackpool for the World Match Play.
We do indeed. We do indeed. As De Sousa finds a ton, leaves himself on 261. Pietreczko back on 378. You feel he's going to need a couple of big trebles, and he finds 1. Finds 2. Is he going to fill it up for the second max? Well, it's a 140, but he's happy enough with it.
Yeah, he's grimacing and really trying to focus. Really looking steely-eyed, Ricardo Pietreczko. Just 60 for De Sousa. So he's down to 201. Pietreczko 238 less these, and he's going to get down to a finish with 2 treble 20s. Can he get a max this time? He can. That's timing. That is timing to put your second max in a deciding leg in the set. But back comes José. 140. So they're both on the finish here, but Pietreczko first go.
Yeah, there's nothing really to split them. 58 for Pietreczko, 61 for De Sousa, but it's a German at the hockey. 18 is found. 2 darts for tops.
Oh, only needed the 1. And at the second comfort break, José De Sousa finds himself 2-0 down, as he may well be staying on the stage during this comfort break. We will play to a conclusion next on talkSPORT 2, the app, and our YouTube page. with the scoreline in this race to 3 sets. Ricardo Pietreczko 2, José de Sousa 0.
It needs to be magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Linkler gets on target.
Sport 2 and the talkSPORT app and the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page, where we are in vision with our live and free watch-alongs. I'm Ian Danter. Laura Turner's with me for this first match of the 4 we're bringing you tonight. Ricardo Pietreczko 2-0 up in a race to 3 against the former Grand Slam of darts winner José de Sousa. And both sets have gone to deciding legs. It's not been an open and shut case for the more fancied Pietreczko in this one. We've got 3 more games to bring you later. Danny Noppert against Jurjen van der Velde is next. And then Gerwin Price against Adam Gavlas. Nico Springer, Joe Comito rounding off the evening. So in we go into set 3. Pietreczko, who has won the first 2 sets, has the darts in set 3, just to add more jeopardy to what José de Sousa has got to do from this point on.
Yeah, there's plenty of work for him to do, and he's finding a way of picking up a couple of legs in the first 2 sets, and he's picking them up early enough to give you the idea that he is actually going to take one of these sets. But Pietreczko, he just cannot be shaken off. In my opinion, he seems the more comfortable, he seems the more likely when he steps up to the Yoki, and he just pins another 140. It's the 9th 140 of the match, but de Sousa, he's had 12. It's been a really competitive match between the two, but
43.
When push comes to shove and de Sousa needs one more leg to get a set, just hasn't been able to find it.
The prize for the winner of this is a second round encounter with either Dave Chisnell or Fallon Sherrock, who are yet to meet in round 1. And if the Queen of the Palace makes it through, Pietreczko might think he got a bit of the treatment when he walked on tonight. That has no comparison with what he'll get if he's taking on Fallon
Well, I think back to when Pietreczko, he was at the Grand Slam of Darts in a group with Bo Greaves, and Bo Greaves just blew him out of the water, but the crowd did get on his back and he just really couldn't cope with it.
Well, we saw what happened with Cameron Menzies yesterday, and no reason to go any deeper into that from what happened yesterday, but we hope he's okay. As Pietreczko wants 2 18s to take the first leg. He's way outside with the first 2 darts. In fact, all 3 are at least a centimetre away, but there's no harm done because De Sousa is back on 220, and that little brief spurt in form that we saw from José in the second set has dissipated. Well, as soon as I say that, he pops in a 1-2-1.
It leaves him on 99, but it's Pietreczko once again. 36 required. Was nowhere near it the last row, but perfectly pinned by Pietreczko. 2 sets up, 1 leg up, just 2 away from that second round encounter, which will be against either Chizzy or Fallon Sherrock.
96.
So De Sousa really causing himself some problems here. Just can't get going in this third set. Pietreczko, meantime, looking to pop in his third maximum, just to keep his foot on the neck of his opponent. Back comes De Sousa. Might be a max of his own here. Oh, well played. Great response. Great response.
Super response, but it's really reactionary. De Sousa, he almost needs someone to do that against him, and he's finding it to hit it back, but he's definitely got it in there. It's just not coming out consistently enough. He just needs to hold his nerve and get across the line in a set.
Trying to find the red bit. Great last start on that visit to get himself a steady ton, De Sousa. So he's down to a finish of 1-2-5. Pietreczko just has a glance at the score. 201 less these last 2 darts from this visit. And trebleless visit for Pietreczko. So De Sousa looking at the score. He needs to look at the score at least twice. 125. He's got bull. Went for treble 13.
81.
I was waiting for him to go 25 bull.
I wasn't quite sure the route because 25 bull felt like the more likely, but the 164 Pietreczko was on, that's not going to go. So De Sousa returns for 44 to level up set number 3.
4 for tops for De Sousa. 2 darts at it. Only needed 1. So levels your devils in this third set. But remember, Pietreczko has the honour in the odd-numbered legs, so he has that knowledge that all he's got to do is just hold throw 3 times and he's into round 2.
Steady ton to kick off leg 3. But there is not much reply coming by way of De Sousa once again. Just 60 scored.
And all 3 under the treble 20 bed, indicating just under pitch, snatching at the dart.
And there have been occasions where you can actually see that there's a slight stretch, there's a change in the form and the throw, where he's just leaning forward. It's kind of typified there as he only pinned 60.
There's a lot of moving parts at times in that action. Pietreczko, much more solid base from which to work, but he drifts into treble 1.
43.
And only 43 scored from Pikachu.
Yeah, but despite only scoring 43, he's on 258. De Sousa all the way back on 381, but finds that first treble 20, follows it up with a second.
100.
And it is another maximum.
Well, he's not going away, José De Sousa, as he makes it 4 maximums to 3 in his favour in this encounter. Ton from Pietreczko, so he's down to a finish. Crowd giving De Sousa a bit of encouragement as he tries to come down to a finish his own. He will do.
85. Ricardo require 158.
It's 158 points for Pietreczko, and he can't find the first treble. De Sousa, by way of hitting 85s, left himself on 116. This would be 94. A really key break opportunity for the Portuguese.
96 left. Stay on the treble 20s. He's got it. Double 18 for a break. Just wires it on the outside, De Sousa. So close. But Pietreczko calmly steps in for 64.
We say in darts it's all about timing. Treble 16 found. Double-8, just the wrong side of the wire. One more dart in hand, and he does find double-8 for a 64 checkout. Pietreczko 1 away from a second round match.
Very happy with that. Again, a little glance towards his guests in the VIP area just to our right. But de Sousa pops in a max at the start of the fourth leg. Just to say, look, you're not going to have it all your own way.
He hasn't had it all his own way. De Sousa's been able to pick off legs, but unfortunately, because it's set play, you have to pick up more than 2 in a set to actually make it count for anything.
Well, he's not going to follow up the first max with a second. In fact, a trebleless visit from de Sousa. But it was only 60 from Pietreczko with his first visit, but he's back in the red bit. Oh, maybe he can pop in a max at an ideal time.
140.
Just 140, but again, a little fist pump from the German. Happy with the consistency. He's averaging a point more than his opponent. 92 Pietreczko, 91 de Sousa for their 3-dart average. Another good visit from the Portuguese. Started with a treble 5, but great recovery.
Yeah, and this is a much better set from de Sousa. But the set average just shy of 100. It's a real improvement. It had to be an improvement, but it's another 140. Pietreczko down to 161. De Sousa 127 required to level up set 3.
57 for Bull. Just hit single 19 rather than the treble.
40.
And then a single 1, which he's not happy with. Slaps his hand away. 161 to win it then, Pietreczko.
Pulls it into a big 3. Just has to check with one of the officials to make sure it was close to the wire, but the shot no longer on, and it's a lifeline here for de Sousa. 87 points required.
Treble 17 for double 18. Only single 17 hit, 60 left, 20 for tops. Oh, he just hit 20. Sorry, but 20 for Bull, and he hits 25. Snatches the darts angrily out the board because he's left Pietreczko on Shanghai on the 20s for the match. Single 20 hit, treble would leave tops. Doesn't find the treble, so de Sousa is going to be back in, Laura.
48.
It is indeed. It's 25 points. He missed the ball with 1 dart in hand to level up set 3 at 2-all. Finds a single 9 just. Double 8 is pinned though. De Sousa once again picking off a couple of legs, but this is the all-important one. This will either see us go into set number 4 if de Sousa can win, or Pietreczko will be fast-tracked into round 2.
Only 60 for Pietreczko on throw in this deciding leg. So can de Sousa respond? Who can with that first dart? And a 140 gives him an early little kicker at the start of this deciding leg of set 3.
Yeah, Pietreczko back to the oche, and he's a really inviting first dart, finds the treble 20. Next one just south of the target, and the last one drifts over into the single 1. That's a disappointing return for Pietreczko after such a plumb treble 20 with the first dart.
De Sousa again starting well, has to make do with a ton in the end. Trying to act casual up on the stage there, the special one.
Do like it, the one hand in the pocket,
yeah.
Just kind of out on a daily stroll look for de Sousa in a leg that he cannot afford to lose.
And another trebleless visit for Pietreczko does him a bit of a favour there, de Sousa. 261 place 300. And there's another max potentially coming in here for the Portuguese. Shifts along the oche, finds that maximum to go 6-3 up in 180s and be 81 points away from taking a set off Pietreczko.
Yeah, amazing stuff. It's 4 180s in this set alone for de Sousa. Down to 81, and Pietreczko back on 300. Does pick off a treble 19 with the last dart, but not enough to leave him a finish.
Treble 19 for double 12. He's got it. He's just checking with Kurt Bevins that that's what he's got left. He can't count, de Sousa. Double 12 for the set. Good 2 centimetres wide, and then just inside, but he'll be back for double 6 because Pietreczko wants Richie Beno's favourite number, Choo Choo Choo.
Single 20 found. Another single 20. It could be another trebleless visit. Well, it's not. It's a ton. There is a little bit of pressure on this. Pietreczko now on 1-2-2. De Sousa on 12. The 12 is found, and set number 3 does go the way of the special one.
Full set first
And a
leg.
little
José
hallelujah
the first
offered up from the Portuguese as he goes to retrieve his darts. Stony-faced Ricardo Pietreczko at the back of the stage. So we go into a fourth set, and De Sousa, who averaged 96 to win that third set, a good 9 or 10 points clear of his opponent in that set, starts with a 99 at the start of set 4, so he has the honour with a chance to
43.
put even more pressure onto Pietreczko, who's looking a little annoyed at the current state of play.
Yeah, be more annoyed because he's only kicked off with 43.
58.
Yeah, I think this is a match that he felt comfortable in. He would have wanted to have seen it off. It was actually the first time that Pietreczko had actually gone into a proper lead in a set, and he let it slide by.
81.
Still not quite clicking in this opening leg of the fourth set. So it's 2 sets to 1 to Pietreczko. 3 sets takes you through. Chisnell or Sherrock are the next
Six.
potential opponents for the winner of this match. A troublous visit from De Sousa, but he is a good 100 points clear. Less
Six.
another troublous visit from Pietreczko.
Yeah, Pietreczko well off the pace. Well, both players are in the opener of set 4, but it's a treble 19 found for De Sousa, backed up with a second one. It's a good recovery after a poor first start.
Well, he's not looking perturbed by the situation, De Sousa. As we mentioned, one hand in pocket, just casually strolling around this very spacious stage that we have at the Alexandra Palace. 150 is on, treble 19, wanted it twice for double 18, but single 19, so he's checking what he's got left. Hits treble 14, beautifully picked off from José De Sousa to leave him on double 16.
Yeah, on 32 points after just 9 darts. Pietreczko back on 217. He scored 80 points with his first 2. Has to settle for return. He's on a finish, but it's a very similar scenario. It's José De Sousa now. 1 dart, double 16, goes inside, but the second dart pins double 8. And De Sousa, I feel, maybe in the ascendancy.
So he's ahead in set 4. He's not been ahead in the match, De Sousa, but he is gunning for Pietreczko here, who starts his throw in the second leg of the fourth set with a steady ton.
If you look at the legs that they've won, scoreline obviously 2 sets to 1 in favour of Pietreczko, but it's 8 legs, 1 apiece. It has been a tighter game than the scoreline probably does dictate.
But Pietreczko's average has dropped below 80 in this set. For the match, it's around 90, but De Sousa's actually averaging just a shade over that for the match. Although a bit wayward into single 5, this could be a bag of nails, although he rescues the visit with a treble 19. He's actually doing more of that now than he was in the first 2 sets, Laura.
Yeah, it's a really big pick-off, isn't it, for De Sousa. Pietreczko, after the disappointment of losing out in the last leg decider in set 3, just hasn't seemed to be able to settle. The average going further and further down. Just find 96 points. It's 248 for Pietreczko, playing 340 here for De Sousa, but De Sousa back in the reg bit, but only 85 scored. Pietreczko just taking his time, taking to the yoke. It's how he's going to be able to deal with this kind of adversity, because he's got the disappointment of losing set 3, but he's also got the crowd against him.
Well, he's not quite looking exasperated, Ricardo Pietreczko, but you can just sense a little perturbed at the match situation, because it feels like the José De Sousa 18-wheel truck is starting to bear down on him a little bit.
Yeah, and you couldn't get 2 really different personalities up on the stage, because De Sousa just looks like he's out going for a stroll, but Pietreczko is looking quite anxious up there. It's starting to all slip away.
43.
Only 43 for De Sousa, so 94 Pietreczko to level things up in this fourth set. Taking a big gulp of breath again. Hits the treble 18 for tops. 1 dart left. Founds it. Nice clutch finish from Pietreczko to level things up. So 2 sets to 1. Pietreczko one leg apiece in set 4.
Yeah, they're the highest finish we've seen in the match so far, 94, and it was an important one for Pietreczko because it was de Sousa now that looked like he was going to go on a little run of legs. Stopped a run of 3 consecutive legs.
Pietreczko, loads of room for darts 2 and 3 in the red bit.
140.
Ends up with a 140, but he's happy. He's just got slight advantage over the 135 that de Sousa started the leg with, but it's back in the lipstick. Is the Portuguese man who scores.
140.
No max this time, but he's 6-3 up in the 180s column, let's not forget.
Yeah, it's just been the consistency. The 180s have been found, the 140s haven't been an issue, but for me it's the treble-less visits. He's had 24 of them so far, and it's just the timing of them. He's been punished time and time again for the occasional misses he's having.
Downstairs comes de Sousa to the 19s and picks off 4. So he's down to a finish of 130. Pietreczko back on 261 less this visit. Always goes black, yellow and red in order of flights.
Yep, same order, but only 57 points found, so 130 required for de Sousa. Single 20 pins. Treble 20 is found, 65. And it's...
He went for the bull even though he didn't need to.
I thought the treble 20 was in, it was blocked ever so slightly.
So 65 left. Pietreczko adding scoreboard pressure with a maximum. That's big scoreboard pressure to get down to double 12 if he comes back. 15 hit by de Sousa. He wants 50 now. Is he going to go for the bull? No, he lays up for tops. One dart. Doesn't make it count. So Pietreczko can break here and get within 1 of victory.
Yeah, it's a big leg, and Pietreczko just taking a bit of time. Finds double 12 first start of asking. Pietreczko once again on the hill. 1 leg required.
Despite hitting it, he looks infuriated that he's got himself in this match situation where he's allowed de Sousa back into the game. But now Pietreczko with the darts, throwing for the match.
Yeah, it's a big, big leg, and you actually saw de Sousa as well at the back of the stage, and he was really talking to himself. He's clearly not happy with the way that things have started to unfold, because it felt like for a while that he was starting to gain a bit of control.
Pietreczko really adjusts well to a dart in treble 1 with a 1-2-3 visit in the end. And de Sousa just underneath the red bit, comes down to the 19s and picks off 4 more of those. But Pietreczko keeping his nose in front in what could be the last leg of the match.
Yeah, Pietreczko 278 finds a single 20, trying to adjust and find a way through to the treble. Does so last start of asking. So 178 for Pietreczko, plays 305 for de Sousa. The
maximum would have been really handy at this point from the Portuguese, but only 85, so nowhere near a finish. Pietreczko on 178 knows the match situation. He can lay up here, get himself down to a 2-dart kill, maybe even better.
79.
Ends up with 79, and that deflection, 99 left when he comes back to the oche. It's not the easiest of finishes, and it could be under a bit of pressure. Could have been under a lot more, as 100 scored for de Sousa. 120 plays 99.
So treble 19 maybe, first up for Ricardo Pietreczko. 80 left, so tops. He's going for it, another tops would win it. Just over the top, it was the perfect marker, but the first match dart goes missing from Pietreczko.
Big moments, and can't find a straight dart. He's pulled it into the 5, cannot finish 120 from this position.
37.
Oh, what a waste from de Sousa again, snatches the darts angrily out the board. For the match, Pietreczko wants tops. What is it? On top. But finds it with a second dart. Made of it, and you'll see that interview on our talkSPORT Darts YouTube page. But stand by, because Chris Mason and Mark Wilson will be with you shortly for our second match of the night, an all-Dutch affair. Danny Noppert, the freeze, against Jurjen van der Velde, his younger compatriot, for the second of our round 1 encounters this evening. But the score from our first match, it finished Ricardo Pietreczko beating José de Sousa by 3-1.